In this module, we will cover the basics of what is heartfulness meditation. So, what we will be covering is first, what is meditation? Let's demystify meditation a little bit. What is the need for meditation in society today? And the last question is, why the heart? Meditation is only a technique to train the mind. We all know of several methods to train the body and to keep it fit, whether it be nutrition or whether it be exercises, going to the gym, playing sports, and so on. That keeps the body fit. But what about the mind? Anything and everything that a human being experiences starts with the mind, and we use it 24 hours of the day. Is there not a need to keep it fit, to keep it regulated, and keep it functioning at its peak performance? That is the need for meditation. Scientists today tell us that an average human being is gets about 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. 60 to 90,000. The first time I heard it, I thought, wow, that's more than the number of seconds that there are in a day if you leave out the sleeping hours. And I really wonder how a human being can have so many thoughts in a day. And the funny part is, if you really pause to consider how many activities you successfully completed in a day, there's so few. It shows as to how much dissipation of energy there is in the mind. So, how do we start working with it? How do we become more productive? We can make it more productive by bringing our mind to focus. You can see the magnifying glass, the picture of that on the right side. If you look at the outside, when the sun is shining, there is absolutely abundant energy, but then it is not able to light a fire to a piece of paper or hay. But if you do have a small magnifying glass, even a very small magnifying glass, and you bring it to focus so that the rays of the sun are focused, it can set light, it can set fire to a paper, it can do work, it becomes potent. Similarly, I do believe that the human mind has enormous potential, and by being able to bring it to focus, what we achieve is concentration. So, meditation is nothing but a technique by which we're able to hold on to one thought for a period of time. It basically gives us the ability to focus, and the result of meditation is concentration. Since we are essentially mind workers and everything that we do starts with the mind, if at such a level, at the root, we are able to bring about an inner change, being able to make it more productive, just imagine the kind of effect and impact it will have on our daily lives. So we understood what meditation was, but here we talk about heartfulness meditation. Why the heart? What is the relevance of the heart? The heart is the seat of human character. Whatever a human being is, it's represented by his or her inner qualities, which are represented by the heart. And what inner qualities are we talking about? We're talking about very basic things which we use day in, day out in our daily life. And the nature of these qualities determine how far we go in life. I'm talking about simple things like patience, tolerance, courage, conviction, confidence, emotions, inner strength, kindness, compassion, mercy. And the list is very long. And there could be negative qualities. It might be anger, it might be prejudice, it might be jealousy, it might be weakness, it might be a tendency to fear, irritation, frustration. All those also make up our inner qualities, right? It can be either positive or it can be negative. But one quality stands out, and that is love. The love is really what makes us human. It's really what holds society and families together. It really is what sets us apart from every other thing in nature. And that stems from the heart. So, what is the need for meditation? The average human being in society today has a very busy life and is in the quest and has in pursuit of happiness. And this happiness may take several forms depending on the person. It might mean career, it might mean a promotion, it might mean getting into a very good institution of education, or it might mean money, it might mean a holiday. There could be so many goals that we're pursuing in our lives. And why not? It's absolutely fine to have lofty goals, very large goals, and you can go after it. But then I want to give you and share an analogy here. I put the picture of a tree, and looking at the tree, what we notice immediately is the visible part of the tree, which is the trunk, the branches, the flowers, the fruits, and a lot of leaves. But what makes a tree healthy, what makes a tree living, and what makes a tree possible are the roots. The roots are what nurtures and supports the development of the tree. And experts in botany tell us that if a tree is 100 feet tall, the roots perhaps go 120 feet uh, under the ground. So, how to really build strong roots? And in our life, when you're pursuing happiness or when you're pursuing all our goals, what makes achievement of these goals possible? I believe it is really our inner qualities. Again, we're talking about patience, tolerance, love, compassion, mercy, all the qualities that we already mentioned. It is really what we are inside which determines what we will be outside. Because if you go to nurture a tree and make it bigger, you don't tend to the trunk and the branches, you tend to the roots. You pour water every day. You perhaps put some fertilizers. You tend to the roots, and if you tend to the roots, the outer tree takes care of itself. I want to take this analogy one level further. Let's say there's a storm, and what happens when there's a storm? Many trees fall down. Why do some trees fall down whereas other trees do not fall down? It obviously has to do with the strength of the roots. Because if the roots are not strong, perhaps it's weak, perhaps it's hollow, and it's been eaten away by termites, well, the tree falls down and the whole tree is dead. End of story. But as against that, when the roots are strong, I'll give you a small story. In my street, okay, somebody planted trees along the side of the road, and these trees have grown up in the last 3 years, and it's probably about 20 feet tall. But there's a lady, okay, because the branches extend into her balcony, she comes every 6 months and chops off the tree. Obviously, she doesn't do anything about the roots, but the tree is gone, it's dead. But then the beauty is that a week later, leaves start appearing on the stump. It starts growing, and in 6 months, the tree is beautifully alive all over again. And this seems to be a recurring process, with this tree every 6 months because the lady comes and cuts it every 6 months. Why am I mentioning this? Why am I mentioning storms? Why am I mentioning the tree can be cut and so on, right? Because in our lives as well, we will face storms. We don't know what's around the bend. We don't know what's coming tomorrow. We might have issues with our jobs. We might lose our jobs. We might have issues with relationships. We might have health issues. We might have money issues. I mean, problems can come from any side, and we usually are always surprised when it does. But then we don't know what tomorrow brings. But then what can we do to bring ourselves to a state of readiness so that we can face life? And whatever happens tomorrow, how can I have the confidence and inner strength that I have the ability to face it? The faith in myself that I have the ability to face it. Tend to your roots. And that is precisely where heartfulness meditation comes in. It does not take away from our external goals, external life. That continues to go as it's been going. But all that we suggest in Heartfulness Meditation is that, hey, take a few minutes a day for yourself to develop your inner qualities so that when you face those storms, the tree continues not only to stand tall, but then it continues to grow irrespective of the external circumstances that you might face. And that is precisely the need for meditation. That is really the role that heartfulness meditation can play in our lives. That is what heartfulness meditation is about. Meditation is only a technique to train our mind, bring it to focus, and bring it to a state of regulation and moderation. And when we meditate on the heart, on the source of light in our heart. And by doing that, we are nurturing our inner selves and developing positive qualities in our inner selves and in our heart. And so essentially what heartfulness meditation offers is a journey in inner transformation. We warmly welcome you to this experience. More than understanding it, it is something to be experienced in our inner selves. We welcome you to this practice.